It's a sunny afternoon in Shanghai, and throngs of Chinese fans are gathering outside Qizhong Stadium to catch a glimpse of one of the sport's enduring titans.
Roger Federer to serve, make some noise, come on, let's go!
Widely recognized as one of the greatest tennis players ever, Roger Federer is known for his signature forehand and his arsenal of artistic plays. He became the first Swiss man to win a Grand Slam title in 2003 and went on to secure 16 more. He currently holds the record for the most Grand Slam wins and career prize money. And while he's foregone the world #1 spot that he held for a record 302 weeks, his career is still going strong. He's considered by Forbes as one of the world's most powerful celebrities and ranks at #2 on the magazine's list of highest paid athletes, earning a cool $71 million annually. This week on Talk Asia, we're in China with Roger Federer as he doubles up with the nation's top tennis star for the Shanghai Masters and discover what keeps the man driven after more than 15 years on the court.
You've won 17 Grand Slam titles, but you still need to prove something?
Yes, to myself, to my supporters, to Switzerland.
Roger Federer, welcome to Talk Asia.
Thanks a lot.
And welcome to Shanghai. I mean, it's been, what, 12, 11 years since you first got here in 2002?
Exactly, for the World Tour Finals back then.
Yeah, and a lot has happened.
For me. Yeah, it was my first time that I qualified for the top 8 players at the end of the year and trying to win the World Championships. I lost in the semis against Leighton Hewitt in a tough match. I remember I was out at the Expo Center, and by now they have this most incredible Qizhong Stadium built for the players. So I think it's a really nice place for us to play tennis, and I'm always excited coming back.
Over here in the Far East, there's been a definite shift in popularity when it comes to tennis. A lot more people are interested in it. There are even players that are coming from the region.
That's true.
What are you noticing about the kind of focus and the talent that's being nurtured and harnessed from this part of the world? I mean, there was a time when tennis was dominated by the West.
Right. I mean, I think it's either a local hero is going to make a huge difference in the country itself, or then you need the best players to come in, and that's what's happened with Shanghai. That's with China now, for instance, with the tournaments they have in this country, or in Asia in general. The best have come more and more to Asia, and I think that has been very good for the growth of the game in this part of the world.
For players that come from here especially, there's a lot of weight of expectation on them because you've got the pride of a nation. And you've had to deal with that as well in your career, but it seems as though a lot of expectations on you even now, despite the fact that you've achieved so much. How do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, okay, Switzerland's not quite China in terms of pressure, but
I think everyone feels that they have, you know,
absolutely.
that they have such an interest in you, even whether they're Swiss or not.
Absolutely, and you know, it starts very locally and so forth, and you move on and on and on, and you have to prove yourself time and time again, and that pressure can definitely weigh on you. You lose the fun goes away sometimes, just because instead of now it being this lifelong dream you've had of wanting just to enjoy yourself and play tennis like your heroes used to. Now people sort of expect you to win, like losing in the quarterfinals, which was a dream 5 years ago, now is like a disaster. It changes the mindset of you as a player and as a professional athlete, and that's where I always try to remember, well, you know what, as long as I enjoy what I'm doing, I train hard, I have no regrets, and all I can do is give my best, then it's going to be fine, regardless of the outcome.
How did you get to a point where you could have that kind of perspective in your career?
Took me a while, to be honest. I was very emotional when I was younger. So I think by the age of 22, maybe, I thought 25, maybe I'd say even, I was like, okay, losing is fine, you know, but I think that only came because I won that much all of a sudden. So I knew that those wins nobody could take away from me. That's sort of in the vault, and that's good to have, good to know. And now you have to just prove yourself every single day, and everything that comes is like a bonus. So I've been on this bonus trip since a long, long time, and playing this way has been actually much more enjoyable, even though, you know, chasing records and playing against the other top guys and has also created its own pressure, you know, but a different one than when you're up and coming and trying to make the breakthrough. It's quite challenging, and especially you're young and you're emotional, it's quite difficult.
I read somewhere that you don't, because you've won, you know, 17 Grand Slam titles, you've broken records, that you don't need tennis per se, that you have an emotional detachment from it, that you don't feel that, I mean, I don't know, do you feel that you still need to prove something?
Yes, to myself, to my supporters, to Switzerland. I want to show them that I love to play and love to win, and that I can still do it time and time again. I definitely have that drive, you know, but I always thought I had a good perspective. Like, people ask me when after I had kids, you know, did that really give you perspective? I didn't feel I had kids for that, you know. I had kids because I love my wife and I wanted to create a family, you know, more than anything. And so for me, I've always been like, if tennis ended tomorrow, I'm still happy because I'll be very proud of what I achieved. But tennis is a very short part of my life, hopefully, you know, that you have to be able to live without it. So if you be injured or it were to be over the next day, you should be fine without it as well. And I think that has always been a mindset I've had, and that's helped me to actually stay more calm throughout my career.
How do you deal with the constant global chatter about your career, about what you should be doing or should not be doing, when it becomes, I mean, at the end of the day, us mere mortals will think about our career and what we want to do next, whether we want to do something or not. And yet for you, it's not personal anymore. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's a bit strange, you know, at times. Everybody weighing in on everything you do, and every match is overly judged, you know. It's like, oh, he's not playing so well, something's wrong, maybe mentally or physically, or his game's off. What is it? Let's go dig a little bit. And that clearly can take its toll. It's like, it's quite challenging going into the press conference, or that's why sometimes I tend not to read too much about myself, just because you get influenced by it. The next thing you know is like, is my form really that bad right now, or is my footwork not the same what it used to be? That's why I try not to read into it too much, but clearly what I've always done throughout my career is question myself, even in the best of times, and then also when things don't go so well, like maybe this year's been a bit more challenging, you know, then I've done it before. So it's not like now, okay, my God, panic mode, what I'm going to do now to change it around. So it's just important to be always looking out for how can you improve as a player, and then it's actually somehow you find a way, which is okay.
Do you still get nervous when you get on court?
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, yes.